Hey everyone, so today I want to talk about a Channel 4 documentary, Frankenstein, a Modern Myth. Now I do want to say a massive thank you to YouTuber Curiosity Rocks for telling me about this. I hadn't seen this advertised, I'm a huge fan of Frankenstein, so thank you for letting me know that this was going to be on TV. Now as the title kind of indicates, this TV programme looks at modern day depictions of Frankenstein and modern representations of it, but it also looks at some themes of the book itself and the story itself and how that kind of came about. One of the main things it looks at is Danny Boyle's new theatre adaptation, and we get to see quite a lot of footage from that, behind the scenes looks, clips from rehearsals and things, so that's really exciting. And it looks at how Frankenstein survives in the 21st century and what, just what about this piece does actually make it a timeless classic. Now I would also like to say that I am a massive fan of Frankenstein, but this also came at the right time because this week, the week that it aired, we're actually studying Frankenstein for one of my modules. I have the cutest copy of Frankenstein. It's the Geneva collection with the vampire and Frankenstein, both of which Byron heavily influenced, I will say that. So for me this couldn't have came at a better time, but even then I'm going to watch this again and again. I do think it's one of those documentaries that every time you watch it, you're going to get something out of it. I was writing notes as I was watching it because I like to do that sometimes. And I have like two sides of an A5 page of notes from this just from my first watch. I'm going to watch it again and see what else I can get from it. It's very informative. Not only do we learn a lot about Frankenstein and look at it from different angles with the Enlightenment and the aspect of man creating life and playing the part of God, we also get a little bit of background to Mary Shelley's life as well. We look at her parents, Godwin and Mary Wollstonecraft. I love Mary Wollstonecraft a lot. So we get a lot of her life as well, so it gives you kind of a broader aspect of literary history. It also does touch upon the weekend of Villa Diodati, and Byron is mentioned, and there's a beautiful picture of Byron on the screen at one point. A lot of you will know I am a Byron maniac, so I'm pleased to put that in there. I have seen Frankenstein documentaries before where they don't mention how the creation of the story itself came about, and I think that that is quite a crucial thing. Now, they didn't actually mention, as far as I can remember, the extreme mortality of Shelley's children, which led to this as well. But at least they mentioned it in some extent, so I was quite happy with that as well. I wasn't feeling like I was watching a false portrayal. There's input from so many people. We get conversations with writers, interviews with biographers. There's a Mary Shelley biographer who has quite a lot of fascinating things to say. With Danny Boyle, with various different film directors. And the format that is presented in is so colourful, and it's just no two frames are alike. We have clips from film adaptations. We have, as I said previously, behind the scenes looks at the theatre adaptation. We have readings of the book, which is nice because when different people read from the book they have a different copy. Nobody had my copy. So that I love, because I love the different covers of Frankenstein novels. There are some really, really beautiful ones and some quite creepy ones. It looks at the preface as well, which if you've never read the preface to Frankenstein, even if you don't have time to read the Frankenstein novel but you know the story, as I assume most people will, read Shelley's preface. It is lovely. I love it so much. I've read it quite a few times now. We also get to look at the original manuscript of Shelley's, which apparently sold for £3 million, or it might have been $3 million, I don't know. 3 million something anyway, and I was like, I would love to just look at that. I don't even want to touch it, I just want to see it. It'd be amazing. Plus, this also came about around the time when Byron's copy of Frankenstein, signed by Shelley herself, is up for auction, which I can't afford. That's going for hundreds of thousands of pounds. So there's a lot of hype around about Frankenstein just now, especially with the release of Tim Burton's Frankenweenie as well, which I'm very much in love with. A lot of you will know that. So it's a massive just Frankenstein fest just now. But this programme is absolutely beautiful. A lot of input from people, a very colourful, very entertaining and engaging format, beautiful editing, very educational and very informative, both with Frankenstein and both the literary period from which she was writing. As I said, Byron was mentioned, so it's Byron Maniac. I was happy with that. I cannot fault this at all. It's an hour in length, which I think is a great length of time to cover a wide aspect of Frankenstein. Now, I'm not saying that this programme answers everything about Frankenstein and goes into every corner of it. In an hour-long documentary, you could not possibly talk about everything that there can be looked at in Frankenstein. But it is very informative. I'm writing an essay on Frankenstein in a couple of weeks' time, and I found it kind of gave me new ideas and different perspectives to look at my approach from. So, especially if you're studying it, you must watch it. But even if you're just interested in literature or Frankenstein or even just history, I think you'd get quite a lot out of it. and religion as well. There's a lot of things in Frankenstein. It's a very in-depth novel with a lot to go, and I love it so much. But please do check it out. As I said, it's on Channel 4. It is currently on 4OD. My thanks again to Curiosity Rocks for telling me about this. Please feel free to leave comments, and I will see you all next time. Bye!